Self-titled album is now on release. Great tune. You can find more information about this and, of course, his forthcoming appearance at Longitude on jakebug.com. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this man on your screens over the summer. He's a former member of one of the world's biggest boy bands, and tomorrow night he'll be delivering the results of the Irish jury to millions of Eurovision fans around the world. Welcome, please, Nicky Byrne, ladies and gentlemen.
What am I doing without you? We gotta live a world of our own.
How are you?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Good to see. We've seen a lot of you recently.
Yes.
But we'll get to that later on. Let's talk a little bit about the summertime. We're going to be seeing you doing what?
Yes, I've just signed up to present a brand new show on RT1 called The Hit, which will be coming live from the O2 Arena in Dublin every Friday night from the 26th of July. So it's exactly, you know, after Westlife, something, you know, or exactly what I wanted to do, you know. So
what is it? What is The Hit? I think I saw some classic program.
Yeah, it was a pilot of it, you know, a couple of months back. Basically, it's a songwriter call out, basically. So.
Right.
Any budding songwriters out there, you know, who kind of, people always say there's a hit in everybody. And you'll always have people that want to write songs consistently and stuff like that. But this is a chance for their songs to be heard. Steve Lillywhite, the YouTube producer, who's worked with the Rolling Stones and the Killers and people like that, he's on top of it all. He's looking over all the songs.
Great.
And how it works is there's two established artists. So, you know, people who've already had a career or consistently having a career. They will go into 6 pitching rooms. So if you can imagine, the songwriters are in the room ready to play their song, and it's their chance to pitch the song to an established artist. That artist will then record that song and release it on iTunes and various other networks. And there's a competition basically. 6 weeks, a winning song will then take place. You know, everybody will go along to the final on the 6th week.
Sounds good, actually.
It's a bit, you know, as I explained, it's a bit complicated, but actually when you see it, the pitching rooms, the songwriters are there with their song, guitar in hand or piano.
They used to do that in the 50s in New York, didn't they?
Yeah, there was a building called the Brill building. Yeah. Everybody from, you know...
Neil Diamond, he was in there, Neil Sedaka,
was there.
all the guys.
They all were writing and, you know, and making songs, and that's how it worked. You know, people were kind of schmoozing and pitching for songs. So this is kind of taken from that idea and making it into a TV show.
I mean, you know from your experience in a band, the band, that song choice is critical.
Oh, absolutely. And
what was the song that you think that changed things for you as a band or kept you together, kept you going?
Well, I think You Raised Me Up was the one that kept us going. I mean, Fly Me Without Wings was the biggest Westlife song we ever had, and World of Our Own, in fact, was a great radio hit.
Yeah, I like that song.
But in 2005, I think Brian had left us a year before that, and I think we were kind of very shaky grounds, and I think we were wondering, was it time to knock it on the head? And Louis had picked You Raised Me Up with Simon Cowell kind of a year before that, and we turned it down. And then we had this opportunity to do it again, and we thought, we'll give it a go. But none of us wanted to do it at all.
Because it was?
Well, we just didn't think it. We thought it was a bit churchy, a bit gospelly, and not commercial enough for Westlife. But
clearly there was a market for it. That's what people wanted.
As soon as we recorded it, I mean, it changed our lives. We got another 7 years out of Westlife after that song. We signed a renegotiation and stuff. So,
so
it shows you how critical A&R and picking a hit is, and how hard it is, because we had weeks to listen to that song and still turned it down.
After Westlife, we've talked a few times about what you want to do, where you want to go. You've always said TV presenting is something you want to do. So you're getting into your groove now. Is that what's happening? You're finding
I've always felt, you know, that's really where I wanted to go, you know. And we were really lucky in Westlife. We would travel the world and we're on the biggest TV shows around the place. And I'd always be looking at the likes of yourself in different countries, and, you know, even when you're on the Late Late, and you'd be going, how do they do that? You know, what's it all about? And I dipped my toe in the water with Football's Next Star, and then I did St. Patrick's Festival. So, you know, Big Shiny Floor Entertainment is something that I'd love to do.
Well, you know, your I suppose, aspirations and ambitions to get into television go back quite some time, because you did audition to present The Den at one point in your life. And we went rummaging in the bins outside the back.
The bins.
In the bins in the RT lot, and found one such tape there under many, many wiped copies of Wonderly Wagon. And we thought, do you want to see it?
No!
You say no, they say yes, they win. Okay, let's have a look.
How you doing? I'm Nicky Byrne, I'm your Den TV presenter.
Wow!
Working with the two guys here.
Wow!
Nicky, where'd you get your lovely diamante necklace?
Do you like this?
Does your sister mind you wearing it?
She doesn't mind at all, no. My mommy actually bought me this. You should be impressed, Dustin.
What?
You won't be impressed.
Were you not getting on at the time?
Well, that's great. Did your sister let you wear it?
I think that was my sister's haircut as well.
Yeah. They were the times, though. They were the
The
times.
good old days.
What happened to that audition? Did you pass it, or did you?
Funny enough, that was at the first year at Westlife. We had no record deal. We were in a band called IOU, and Louis, Ray Darcy had left the Den,
Yeah.
and Louis asked us all to just to keep us busy, go down to RT and audition for the Den, and we all did exactly that. It was as live, but it wasn't going out live. We had to do it as live, and I got down to the kind of the final five, and then Louis called me up one day and said, Nicky, they want you to do the Den. I told them no, and I was 18 years of age.
It's a good Louis, isn't it?
Well, I've been around, long enough.
Yeah, go on.
But I kind of thought to myself, that's a massive 18-year-old massive opportunity. And he goes, no, I told him no, we're going to be a big band. And I thought, hopefully we're going to be a big band. But no, it worked out.
It worked out, didn't it? Just congratulations, of course, you've got the boys. We know all about Jane Rocco, but the good news is that yourself and Georgina are expecting another baby, which is tremendous.
Yeah.
So when is that all happening?
She's due in October, so she's kind of 4 months now. Absolutely delighted. The boys are 6, so they were 6 a couple of weeks ago, and so it's perfect time.
And I always feel it's a kind of peculiar question in the sense that you just want a healthy child. But would you rather a boy or a child?
The cliched answer: once the baby's healthy, but absolutely, I'd love a girl.
You'd like to see a girl hanging in. There's a lot of testosterone floating around your house.
Absolutely, and a dog. We have a male dog as well, so Georgina's the only girl in the house.
Yeah, that's good. What about Georgina? How is she doing, by the way?
She's doing really well. I mean, she's had the morning sickness, or I think it's the all-day sickness that really. But for a couple of weeks there, I was kind of covering school lunches, school runs. We talked about this on your show on the radio, and that absolutely broke me. I tell you, that's hard.
Welcome to the real world, I suppose. But what's you at the school run? How are the mothers with that? You showing up there? Is that all good?
Yeah, we got our nails done every morning, and we had great chats at the school gates. But,
you're going to be married how many years in August?
10 years in August.
10 years.
10
That's
years,
a long time, because you yourself and Georgina go back. How old were you when you first met her?
I think it was 3. We were at secondary school. We met in first year in secondary school in public school, Nassau and Baldoyle.
Okay.
We didn't start going out or dating or snogging or whatever you call it until I was in 5th year, and she'd done transition year, so I think we were about 15.
Yeah, so it's a long
16 we were actually.
It's a long old haul. It was a great story.
It's 20 years next year.
In this business, to see
the boys on our 20 years as well, so.
So you're all into together. So, let's talk about this photograph we have that you tweeted quite recently, and you might explain to us another haircut, another top, another day.
I've had a few haircuts right over
Well, you sure have. You're a one-man follicle history book, really. But what are we looking at here?
That was actually the official Leeds United photograph when I signed in 1995. So that's on Ellen Road. That's the actual, the official picture.
Did you have to talk to Man United's most famous Irish supporter, Bertie Ahern, about this, your future father-in-law at the time?
It was mentioned at the time, yeah.
How was that conversation?
Yeah, it was difficult, but he's a big United fan, but I'm a Manchester United fan, but you get the opportunity, like many young lads, and not so many young lads get the op to go across the water to, you'd sign for any club, really, given the opportunity. But Leeds was, a fantastic time for me. It was 2 years pro football, and great memories, great friends from Leeds United.
How old are you, Nick?
Truthfully?
Yeah, true, the real, but not your showbiz age, your real age.
I'm 35 in October.
So you look like 25 or something. It's amazing that you've had such you've done so much.
Got this great cream.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's
moisturising.
I can imagine.
The mummies at the school gates gave it to me.
Oh, yeah. Part of the facial, I suppose.
Yes, yeah.
What happened with, when Louis was on last week, he was here, and he was talking about a new boy band. I don't know if you saw that interview.
I did, I was watching.
So when he was saying, I'm moving on now, do you watch it wistfully, or what are you thinking when he's saying that?
I mean, I'm delighted. It's a great opportunity. We've had 14 great years in Westlife. We had 14 great years. So, first of all, to any young lad out there, I know the auditions are this weekend, and to any young lad out there who's even considering, I would say absolutely go for it. If you can get it, it's a wonderful opportunity. We had a great time, but I think there is a part of you that goes, everybody's moving on, and that's the way it is. But we made that decision. We'd gone 14 years. Most big boy bands last 3 to 5 years. Take that. Boys on lasted 5, and I suppose you look at One Direction now. It's they're so new and exciting, and and everybody's crazy about them. And I think for us, that's how we started. We came on the scene, and almost like a young boxer, you're knocking everybody out, and you're so exciting, and everybody wants a piece of you. And then at the end of your career, you're not the same as you used to be, and it's time to kind of,
Time to-
you know, to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know, you know, because we've done enough. We've done a long time.
Yeah, Louis mentioned in passing that he was so pleased that Westlife was a band full of culchies, and that he only liked culchies, and he only really wanted to deal with them.
I know. I was watching. I said, Louis. I think Louis thinks I'm from Sligo.
I think he'd forgotten where you're from.
He actually said at one point. He said, what did he say? He said, yeah, I got 4 great Sligo men. And see, we were lucky enough to get the Freedom of Sligo. So I think he considers me, you know, an honorary Sligo man, which I probably am anyway.
Yeah.
So
you don't sound like a Sligo man. No. I mean, you won't get away with it if you went up there.
But you know, Louis did say, I won 5 Shane Filings. So I did have to ring up and say, Louis, you need to stick 4 Shane Filings and a Nicky Byrne. Come on, give me some credit.
Listen, just want to mention also the Eurovision, because tomorrow, big night for Ryan Dolan and the gang out in Malmo, and you're involved in Dublin.
I'm delivering the Irish votes.
You're the face of Ireland tomorrow night.
Well, I don't know about that, but 600 million people, I believe, watch it. So I did tweet what would I wear to 600 million people. So
what are you going to wear? Or what did they tell you to wear?
there was a few suggestions.
Yeah.
One of them was a mankini.
Oh, lovely. Could you imagine? What else?
There was people said, you know, just put your shamrocks on in front of your credentials. Birthday suit was mentioned.
Birthday suit.
And Brian McFadden said in a tweet, he said, what about a balaclava? So I don't know. And I know we did steal a few Westlife songs, you know, steal other people's songs over the years, so that might not be the bad, you know, wear a balaclava. No, I'll be suited and booted, don't worry.
Okay, good luck with it all, and thanks a lot for coming in to see us. Nicky, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Cheers,
Nicky Byrne,
appreciate it.
ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a million.